I first got hooked on Mustangs when I was 13. My dad and I took a trip to the BLM Corrals in Burns, Oregon, where I fell in love with a little dark gray filly. We didn't have the facilities to adopt her, but ever since that day, I've dreamed of bringing home and gentling a Mustang of my own. Over the years, I've started a lot of colts and worked with problem horses and mules, but I've never had the chance to train a truly wild Mustang. Until now. For years, I followed the online Mustang auctions, and I recently bid on a big Palomino gelding, but I didn't end up winning. Not long after, a subscriber named Scott reached out and told us about his nearby BLM facility. He sent photos and videos of the horses, and my husband Jason and I decided to make the drive to see them in person. On the way home from that trip, we talked about our favorites and knew we were bringing one of those horses home. When we got home, we called the facility. We set up an appointment for the end of February and started preparing for our new Mustang with excitement and anticipation. Now with a clear weather window and everything in place, it's time to hit the road and finally make this dream a reality.
Today was our big day. Yesterday was my last day of work, and we're starting this awesome adventure. Got a new truck that we're real excited about, and we got about an hour from home, all fired up, got the dogs in the back, and the check engine light just came on in our new truck, and we're losing power. So I'm not really sure. It didn't go into limp mode like our old truck did, which is why we got a new truck. But it won't let me go over 55. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Kind of disappointing. We'll figure something out, but it's always something. Well, we're not sure we'd have enough power to get up over the little passes and get all the way home, so we gotta dump our trailer here, and our trailer keys are on our other doggone truck keys, so we have to leave it here unlocked, and I'm sure it'll be fine. There's good people around here. So anyways, we're pretty discouraged. It seems like every time, Alyssa was just saying this, it seems like every time we kind of make a leap and are like, we're going all in, it seems like something kind of knocks us back. And then it's like, oh, maybe we should just, have regular jobs that are secure and stuff like that. But we're not doing it. We're not giving in this time. We're going to regroup, reassess, and keep moving forward. We're going to get a Mustang yet. We may have to delay a teeny bit, but I don't even think we're going to have to do that. We're going to solve this. We're going to go pick up a horse and have fun doing it. So for now, drop the trailer. Our luck is probably going to just pop right over those chocks and fly out into the highway. Well, we were saying one thing we're sure thankful about is that we hadn't loaded up Alyssa's brand new Mustang and be rolling across Nevada and have this happen. If you're going to break down, this is almost best case scenario. We're not too far from home. We don't have a wild horse in the back. And I want to say, you might be like, oh, that's irresponsible to be picking up a horse in an unreliable truck. We saved up money and bought this new to us, low mileage, one owner Duramax. We paid cash for it. It was very painful. And this still happened. It's a 2008, so it's not brand new. We couldn't afford a brand new one. But we thought it was reliable for us, our horses, and our dogs. And it's not yet. Hopefully it's nothing major, but disappointing. We were doing it the best we thought we could. Didn't go how we pictured, but still gonna be all right. That's my cardio for this week. Let's
head
head
back.
the other direction for a little bit.
Yanni, what the heck? We even bought a new little doggy bench seat cover. We were ready.
This was going to be our awesome new reliable truck.
Yeah.
Maybe it still will be. Maybe it's something minor.
Hopefully.
Just get her fixed. Either way, we'll just get her fixed and keep going.
Get it fixed. It'll be fine. All right, trailer. Be safe. Don't let anyone steal our tack, please. We'll be back a couple hours.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully the truck doesn't break down all the way on the way home.
Yeah.
Be like, Bill, come get us.
Help us, Bill. Jim, come get me, Jim.
Yeah, Jim would.
Thankfully we got friends.
Yeah.
Friends that watch our YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
They'd save us.
They would.
What you doing?
Checking for a code. Thankfully we have a code reader because we drive old vehicles. Fuel rail system pressure too low. Bank 1.
Thankfully we know what that means.
Yeah. Well, that's on Google. It's a P0087. If you're a mechanic, probably someone's like, oh, know what that is.
Could call Ryan. He would know.
You would know. Meaning the engine is not receiving enough fuel pressure to operate properly, usually caused by a clogged fuel filter, damaged fuel lines, a faulty fuel pump, or failing fuel pressure regulator or sensor.
That was our first guess.
That was. That or the air filter, so I guess we
Take a look at it.
yeah, go from there.
3, 2, 1. Woo! We got power and no check engine light and pizza.
And pizza. These
Well,
are looking up.
Things are looking way up. We came back home, plugged in our little diagnostics tool, said something about the fuel rail system, looked it up. Probably a fuel filter. So we bought a fuel filter, then called around and tried to find someone who could change it for us because we don't have the right tools. But anyway, long story short, we took it into a really nice guy, changed our fuel filter for us, and so far so good. So the plan is we're heading back to where we dropped the horse trailer, and if we make it that far without the check engine light coming on, we're gonna hook up the horse trailer and head down to pick up a Mustang. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I don't know if that's wise or not, but that's what we're doing. I think it is, because we're pretty sure that was the issue and we're pretty sure it's fixed. So fingers crossed, we're gonna head down, hook up our trailer, keep heading south. We won't make it nearly as far because now it's about 4 hours later. But anyways, that's the plan. So eat some pizza, drive, and just pray that this check engine light doesn't come back on and we keep our power. Our trailer's still here. Now we just need to make sure the tack room's still full, and then we'll be
We got
doing
a little
good.
scared. We thought it was on the road before this, and it wasn't there. And we're like, wait,
it's gone.
it's gone. Wait, never mind. That's not the road we parked it on. Just kidding. It's safe. Get it.
I put your lights into it.
Woo!
Hit myself in the face with the crank.
Yeah, it caused a wreck. Or gonna be.
Those things work better than in our old truck.
Yeah, they do.
Chocks and get on the road.
Good to go.
We're ready.
You ready,
Yeti?
Yeti?
Good morning. We're on the road again. Yesterday was a little bit of a rocky day. Started off with super high anticipation and a ton of excitement, and that quickly faded when the truck broke down. But got her fixed up thanks to some good people back home, and got back on the road. Stayed the night in a little motel last night, and got a good start today. So we're 2 hours out, and we still should have pretty much the whole day to just look at all the horses here, really take our time, and make sure we come home with the right one. But we're back to just being super excited. We got the dogs in the back, sun shining, driving across the high desert, and today's going to be a good day. We're off the pavement. We don't know where we're going. Just like 10 minutes ago, I was like, new country, Alyssa, we've never been this way. And
now
there's a reason. Only 15 more miles of this until our next turn, so we'll see. We're so far out in the middle of nowhere, we have no idea what we're doing. We just hope this road goes through at this point. There's cows and horses and jackrabbits.
Nice kind of road right here.
Yeah, we like this country, but it's pretty out here. It's really neat, high desert country. We drove by a really pretty lake with a ton of cool rock formations and stuff, and then we got into the cows, and there was one lone horse. We're assuming it's an old stud that got kicked out of its herd, and it's kind of neat, but we're tired of exploring and driving. We want to go look at some horses, so we'll be there soon.
It's cool country out here. Well, we've got about 32 miles, I think, all gravel at this point. But we figured this might be a good time to talk about kind of the drama that we spoke of about the Mustang that we really wanted, and which Mustang that was and why we are not going to get that Mustang. So when we came and looked before that, Scott and Shanna had reached out with a bunch of videos, and there were a couple big horses that caught our eye. Two big duns. There was a bay dun and a buckskin dun, both geldings, and so we went there looking specifically at those horses and got to see them in person and really liked them, and we decided that the buckskin gelding, which is number 7 on our Mustang video that we put out last time, was the horse that we were going to take home. Like 100% decided on it. He's a 7-year-old from Foxhog. He just seems really cool and confident and is built nice. He's big and sturdy and just has that like Mustang look to him, and we both just got a really good feeling about that horse. And after getting home, we had taken a bunch of video of him and his buddy and a bunch of the other horses. Obviously we put him in that Mustang video of ours, but we were looking over the slow-mo footage of that buckskin gelding, and I noticed there was a lump on his hock. So I zoomed in on a bunch of the pictures and could see it pretty clearly. And so I ended up reaching out to a couple of vets and some people who had been vet techs and some other Mustang people, asking them what their opinion was of that bump on his hock, because it looked very suspicious of being like a degenerative joint issue, maybe like a bone spavin or osteoarthritis in that hock. And he was looking like he was sound in all of our videos. And so after talking to a few people, we knew there could be risks of him going lame later on, but we still thought maybe we would take a risk on it. And we had a plan to adopt him since he does seem sound and he's 7 years old. And adopt him, gentle him, and then go in for radiographs before we start him under saddle, just to make sure there's not damage to that hock joint. And so we pushed our pickup date back one day so we could go today, which we're late today, but and look at the Mustangs all day today and just get a better feel for him, if he's still sound, if that bump has changed at all. And Scott and Shanna went out and took videos of him and the other dun on Monday and sent us a bunch of videos. And looking at those videos, it's pretty clear that he's not sound. There's some weird movement in his stifle on that same leg that we just really don't like. There might be horses in the road. But anyway, so unfortunately he is not sound, and we have decided because of that we're not going to get him. Not only would it be unfair for us to ask him to work in the mountains, but him being in pain is not going to make the gentling process any easier, and there's a good chance that he would potentially be unrideable because of the injury and the pain that he's in the future. So I'll have Jason film these Mustangs here. There's some Mustangs in the road right here. It's pretty cool. I like these cows out here. Oh, cow. So anyway, back to what I was saying. We had some traffic jams. We had wild horses, then we had some cattle in the road. Yeah, so we've decided to pass on him. It's a bummer. We already had a name picked out. We were going to name him Badger, and he's going to be awesome. The thing I like about those older horses is they were wild until they're 5, so they've seen the country. They've, been through mud bogs and had to, travel miles in the snow, and they've seen antelope and cattle and all that stuff out on the range. So there's not a whole lot that's going to be new for them when you're riding them up in the mountains. Even though an older horse might take a little longer to gentle, we were definitely up for that challenge. And the Bay Dun was another pick of ours, which is the one that's always hanging out with the one we call Badger. But I just got the feeling like he has a tendency to be a little bit froze up, and a lot of times when those horses do react, it's a pretty big reaction, and I just don't have the best feeling about him as far as his personality goes and him being easy to work with. And so seeing him in person, I just didn't get the best feelings from him. And we've decided also, like, those two are attached at the hip. They go everywhere together. They are always together. And at the beginning, we're like, man, if we could get 2, we would get both of those, because they are just buddies.
He and that Bay Dun are locked at the hips.
Well, if they take him, they might have to take the Bay Dun too.
I don't think they're going to go for that.
And now that obviously we can only get 1, and we're not going to get Badger, and I don't know. We don't feel right adopting the other one and taking him away from Badger, which is silly because anyone could go there and adopt one, tomorrow and split them up. But our hopes for those boys now are that they just kind of move along and just go to the same place and get to spend the rest of their lives together. That's our hope for them. But we're gonna pass on both of those, and so we have another Mustang in mind as our top pick now. But we're gonna spend today, whenever we arrive at the facility, we're gonna spend the rest of the day just looking over everything again and making sure we didn't miss something that we really would consider taking home. People are probably wondering why the heck I wouldn't take that chestnut gelding home, because he was so friendly. But there's several geldings in that pen that are just as friendly as that guy is. We didn't show a lot of them just because we didn't get footage of them. We mostly just got footage of that chestnut gelding, and so everyone's like, well, he picked you, but he picks everyone. And I think there's a very good chance of him getting adopted sooner just because he is friendly. And we kind of went into this wanting to get a horse that was a little bit older and maybe one that wouldn't get adopted as quickly, but then those 2 boys we've decided to pass on. So anyway, we'll see what we decide on, but we have one in mind, and the chestnut it's not the chestnut. And I do like the chestnut. If we could adopt one to train and resell, he would be number 1 pick for me to do that with, but we can't yet. We don't have the property, so we're just getting this Mustang for us to keep, and hopefully do a lot of stuff with and be kind of our little mascot for Mustangs to showcase what Mustangs can do. So it's important that it's a sound horse that also seems like it's going to be, you know, nice to work with, and that we can go out and do mounted shooting or ride in the mountains, or, you know, take to hopefully Ty Evans clinics with us and ride around and just really make it to a nice horse. So height is obviously something that I have to consider because I am 6 foot. So we're going to see what we find today. There's a couple pens of youngsters that we're not interested in bringing home this time, but that we didn't get a look at last time, so we're going to look at those, show you guys those. We have a special surprise in that pen that I'm really excited to show you, and I wish so badly we could bring home with us right now, and we might consider bringing home in the future if I could talk Jason into it. So we'll see. If we had a divider in our trailer, it would 100% be coming home with us. Jason wouldn't have a say in it, but we don't, and I don't want to load it up with an older horse. So anyway, we will show you guys, but we have about, I don't know, 29, 30 miles left of probably gravel to drive on, so we'll be there in a while. Woohoo! Back on pavement. That's nice. It's a little more peaceful in here now.
Yeah.
We are turning into the facility. I have butterflies. I'm not even picking up today. We're just looking at them today, but I have butterflies. Oh my goodness. We're here with a trailer. That's pretty crazy. Try not to hit their gate here. It's closing on us. Alright, we made it. We can't film in the office, so we're going to run in and sign in and talk to the lady, see if we can't dump our trailer here so that we can drive around and look at the mares. You got to leave the facility and go around the back. It'd be hard to pull a trailer back there. But anyway, we're going to run in, sign in, tell her we're here, and then we'll go film the horses and go look at everyone. So it should be pretty fun. Alright, we are going to go look at the 2 pens of geldings that they're planning on bringing up for us tomorrow. And we're probably going to make a pick out of those. I really like mares, but we can't have a pregnant mare, and I think most of the mares here there's a good chance they're going to have a baby because they were just rounded up last fall. So we're not going to chance it with a mare, but we're going to go pick some geldings out to get more info on and start trying to make a decision here. So that's where we're headed. I think I'll park a little further down so we can look at both pens pretty easily. There's Badger. Oh,
Oh man, Badger's so pretty.
man, he's so pretty. I'm so sad. But
Alright, here we are.
it's the right decision. Even though it's heartbreaking.
Well, we are pretty excited. Just to give you kind of a little bit of a game plan of what we're going to do here. These first 2 pens that we come to are young gelding pens. They have these things mostly sorted out. Then as we go down, I think it gets to more older males. Some of them still studs, some of them not. I know we got mares on the far side back here, so we're going to go check them out as well. And you can see way off in the distance, clear down there, there's some even younger colts, like yearlings and stuff. And over on this side, by the office, we have a surprise to show you guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. It's probably the thing that Alyssa is second most excited about, besides the horse that she gets to bring home. So stay tuned because we're excited to show you that. That's over behind the office, but we're just going to kind of work our way down. These are our 2 pens that we're most likely going to get a horse out of, but we're going to take the whole day, look at all of them, and just have a good time. So here we go. Let's look at some horses.
I don't want a gray, but
Look how stout.
so big.
He is.
I need to go get my binocs because I can't take
Yeah.
There's a little buckskin gelding that looks very similar to the horse that we're calling Badger, and we definitely wanted to check on him. Unfortunately, it seemed like he was a little bit lame, so we won't be taking him home. He also didn't come from the same HMA, so he's not actually Badger's son. There are so many cute colts, and once you start looking through all these pens, it's really hard to make a decision. Most of these guys are 2 to 3 years old over in this pen. We finally catch sight of the den gelding, which is the horse that is now towards the top of our list. The BLM will not hold horses for you, and so we're really excited to see that he is still here. We were a little worried that someone else may have adopted him in the time frame between us looking and making the appointment to pick up our horse. He's a big stout boy. After asking in the office for information, he is a coming 3-year-old from Twin Peaks HMA. It's crazy to think that this horse isn't even 3 years old yet because he is really stocky. He has a good bone and I do like his build. He also seems like he has a pretty calm and kind disposition. He's not one of the horses that's pinning his ears and running the others around. He was also one of the boys that came up to the fence and was being pretty curious last time we were here. He was rounded up with his mama as a 4-month-old, so he has spent most of his life here, and their record should be pretty accurate for how old he actually is. In our last video, we numbered him as number 22, and he actually came in 6th for all the votes that you guys put in on which horses were your favorite. There's a lot of good-looking horses here, and I have to make a decision by tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. That's our appointment to pick up. You can see how these horses are really good weight. They definitely get fed really well. Most of them are even a little bit on the chunky side. Speaking of feeding, the tractors are starting to make the rounds to give everyone their breakfast. I think now is a good time to talk about the Bureau of Land Management and how they manage these horses. We've got a lot of comments that are false information about these horses, and I just wanted to explain how these horses are managed in a little more detail. In 1971, the Wild Free Roaming Horses and Burros Act was enacted to protect these iconic animals on public lands. This legislation makes it a federal crime to harass or kill wild horses or burros on federal land, effectively preventing their sale for slaughter. The Bureau of Land Management is responsible for the care and management of these federally protected animals. To adopt a Mustang, applicants must meet specific requirements, including being at least 18 years old and having no record of animal abuse. They must also provide appropriate facilities that meet BLM standards. Importantly, adopters do not receive immediate ownership of the animal. The BLM maintains federal ownership until the title is granted, which occurs 1 year after the adoption date. During this period, the adopter must demonstrate that the horse has been well cared for and is in good health. A veterinarian or BLM employee must sign off on the animal's condition before the title is transferred to the adopter. These measurements ensure that the wild horses are protected and receive proper care, reflecting the commitment established by the 1971 Act. These guys all get almost free choice alfalfa hay. They have clean water. These horses are vaccinated and given boosters. The stallions are gelded, and they are also given a freeze brand, which is a way to identify where they came from and how old they are. They are also microchipped as well. To adopt one of these Mustangs, you need to have approved facilities. You can find that information on the BLM website. It is $125 to adopt one of these Mustangs. If you sign up for the Adopter Incentive Program, you get $1,000 back after you have cared for your Mustang for a year. The BLM really tries hard to find these horses good homes, and there are a lot of horses to pick from. I know a lot of people don't agree with the roundups, but these horses do need to be managed. And instead of calling the BLM and complaining, which just bogs up the system for those people actually looking to adopt a horse, I would ask you to spread the word about adoption and find these horses good homes where they will be well cared for. This big bay is one we're looking at for one of our friends. He might want to come adopt him. He is a big stout boy, and it turns out he's only 5 years old. I'm still pretty sad that we can't take Badger home. I just don't think it would be fair to him with his lameness. But this boy is growing on us, and he is definitely one we're going to consider. I think we'll go ahead and have them sort him out in the morning so we can get a little bit closer look at him. He's already pretty tall, and he isn't even 3 yet, so he should still grow for another couple of years. We're hoping when he fills out and gets big, he's going to look like that other big bay dun that we really like that is always hanging out with Badger. Since we did get to the facility a little bit later today than we were originally planning, I think we're going to move on from this pen and go look at some of the others. We have a special surprise we want to show you guys that we're really excited about. But I'm sure we'll be back one more time to look at these boys before we leave for the night.
This next pen we're going to is going to be a fun one. We have a whole bunch of yearlings. I'm sure they're going to be adorable. And then there's our special little surprise that we're super excited to look at and show you guys. So this next pen we're going to is going to be a good one. Hang tight. Let's go check it out.
These babies are absolutely adorable. All these guys are weanlings. We didn't look at this pen last time. I'm not really sure how we missed it. There is all different colors in here. This little buckskin looks like a tiny little teddy bear. I think for the most part, all these guys are available for adoption. This little sooty Palomino really caught my eye. She is pretty darn cute. But there's one thing special we want to show you guys. Do you guys see it? There is a Mustang Mule in this pen. This little Molly is the result of a Burro Jack breeding with a Mustang mare. For those of you who say that mules are man-made, well, here's proof that they happen even out in the wild. This little girl is just a weanling, and she was absolutely adorable. I seriously wanted to adopt her and train her up and rehome her later on, but unfortunately she is not available for adoption. She will be put on the online auction at some point later on. So even if we would have had room in our trailer, we couldn't have taken her home, but I sure enjoyed seeing her. Since burros are very small, she probably won't get very big. I'm guessing around 13 hands when she's fully mature. She would definitely be way too small for us, but it'd be pretty fun to train her up as a little pack mule or even as a kid's mule later on in her life. These babies are adorable, and I could stand here and watch them all day. There are a couple nice looking sorrels in here, and this buttermilk buckskin caught my eye as well. I wish I could take about 20 of these babies home with me, but we have to narrow it down to one horse, so we're gonna keep on looking.
This is so nice. Our friends Scott and Shanna brought us not only sandwiches, but iced tea. They're showing us around the facilities again. It is so nice to have a source on the inside of it.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Thank you guys, seriously.
And Shanna made us custom coasters.
Oh yeah, we'll have to show those. Those are sweet.
Those are awesome.
He is. He's well fed. All right, you gotta let us know. How old do you think that horse was?
30, 40, what do you think?
30, 40? Let us know in the comments. I say 33. He had a hard life out on the range, but he looks like he's about 43.
He does. Looks like he's about 103. Next, we head over to the mare's pens. A lot of these girls were pregnant last time we were here, and we were hopeful that we would see a few new babies in there. Sure enough, there was this cute little chestnut and a little black. There were a couple bays and even a cremello foal. A lot of them were too far away and too small to get good footage of, but we did get footage of this little chestnut guy. Most of these mares were rounded up last fall, and so they are going to foal out this spring. We got to see them running the youngsters up the alley. My guess is someone was here to pick one up, and they were going to go sort them out so that one could get adopted. There is about every color imaginable of horse here, and it's pretty fun to see them all in a group like this and look at all the different colors. All these little babies running by got the mares stirred up, and they were feeling pretty spunky. You can see how big some of these girls are. It looks like they're ready to foal any day. I catch a glimpse of the sorrel mare that I really liked from last time. She really doesn't look pregnant, but I don't think I'll take a risk on a mare this time. This girl is super nice, and I would love to come back and adopt her later on. There's all kinds of pintos in here, grays, palominos, buckskins. There's a lot of really pretty mares. This sooty palomino mare sure caught my eye. There's that little Clydesdale looking pinto mare in the back left as well. This is number 15 that we had in our video last time. She's still here and still is staring our direction. She's a hard one to get the tag number off of because she just has you pinned down and she won't quit staring at you. A lot of these girls are really looking like they're gonna foal anytime. You can see how they've already dropped and their milk is coming in, which means they could have a baby any day. I could stand here and look at these horses all day, but we're gonna go make one more stop before we go back to the geldings. There are some little burros hiding behind the office, and we're gonna go check those out. We didn't get a chance to go look at these guys last time, and we definitely wanted to take a peek. These little burros are absolutely adorable, and they have their thick, shaggy winter coat. This little guy was absolutely adorable. Look at his little shaggy knees. I can't believe how small their little hooves are as well. It's pretty funny to think that that little mule was sired by one of these burros. One of these little guys would look pretty darn cute with a pack saddle on it. This little burro with the white belly is probably my favorite in here, followed by the little gray guy just to the right. Now that we've seen everything there is to see around here, I think we'll head back over and get one more look at the geldings. Just make sure the ones we're looking at are sound. Usually after they've eaten breakfast for the day, they want to come over and hang out with you, so we'll head back over and see if any of them are feeling curious today. It doesn't take us long and we spot the dun gelding that we're really interested in. He's clear on the other side of the pen, but when he sees us come and sit down, he slowly makes his way over. He sure is a nice mover, and I don't see any lamenesses, which is awesome. He's got really nice big solid hooves as well. It's hard to believe that this guy isn't going to be 3 until about April. It's pretty crazy how thick he already is. He's got big solid bone, and he should be a really nice horse for the mountains. Another great quality is how curious this guy is. He notices us and comes over to investigate. He seems really friendly, and he's got a really nice kind eye. He also seems to think through things, and he even has a little bit of a goofy side. I can't believe how much mane and forelock he has for not even being 3 years old. He usually has a really soft look in his eye. He's even willing to take a little grass out of my hand. That is the friendly chestnut. He was numbered as 23 in our previous video. He is still a very friendly boy, and he came over instantly to investigate. He was busy hogging all the grass, and even though I wanted to feed this dun boy, I hardly could because that chestnut was there. This guy is really starting to grow on us, and we are liking him more and more. I did notice that this chestnut gelding is dribbling a little bit of urine, which could be a potential for some problems later on down the road. It could be nerve damage from gelding. It also could be a UTI or some other problem, but that is definitely something to be thought about. He is really sweet, and I think he would make someone an awesome horse. A lot of these geldings are really friendly. I'm actually surprised that a lot of them are still here. Hopefully this video being released will find some of these guys some new homes. Most of them are willing to come up and sniff your hands or even eat out of them. This sorrel really wanted to take the grass out of Scott's hands, but he was just a little bit leery. The friendly chestnut came over and finished all the grass off for the other boys though. He wasn't worried at all about taking grass out of your hands. The facility is about to close for the night, so we've got to get going, but we will be back at 8 in the morning to actually pick up one of these Mustangs. It is a very surreal feeling that this is actually becoming a reality.
Well, it's the end of another awesome day at the BLM horse corrals. That one was really exciting because we actually have the horse trailer this time. And we were looking for keeps. We saw a bunch of burros, which was really fun. We saw the Mule, which you guys probably think is adorable. That was one of the highlights for me today, was seeing that little mule. You can totally tell it comes from a burro, though. Alyssa and I were just talking about it. It's like, that does not look like our mules. That looks like straight burro donk. But anyway, that was pretty fun. Saw some little baby foals and some real pregnant mares about to pop. And we got our eye on the perfect Mustang. And we have a pickup time at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we're going to go have dinner with our friends, do a little editing, stay at the motel tonight, let the dogs run around a little bit, and then we'll be back at it in the morning looking at it. I think our top 5 is what they're pulling in, at least 5. And then we're going to pick out one to take home to Idaho with us. So we're pretty excited. Today is our big day. We are stopping to get coffee, grabbing some breakfast, and then we're heading out to get our first Mustang. And we could not be more excited. This is going to be a special day. We left the trailer there at the BLM headquarters, and we got our top 5 horses picked out, and we're going to go sort them out, hook up the trailer, load them up, and take one to Idaho. Oh yeah, good idea.
Head east toward Riverside Drive.
This is the matcha. Thank you.
Great shot, white mocha.
Awesome.
Good one, man.
You too. Thank you.
Well, we're heading to our friend Scott and Shanna's house, so they're going to make us breakfast this morning, which is super nice. They bought us dinner last night, brought us lunch yesterday. Now they're making us breakfast, so pretty awesome. And then we're all going to head out together to the Mustang facility. I think they're going to come out and join us on our load up, so that'll be pretty fun. They have 2 Mustangs from the same facility, so it's pretty cool to see. I don't know if they want us filming them, but maybe we'll ask and film them for you guys so you can see. They're 2 Mustangs. They're really pretty. They've got a Pinto and a really dappley Palomino, and they're tall too. They're probably 15'3", 16 hands,
big, yeah.
Big horses, so pretty awesome. But yep, we're gonna go get some bacon and sausage and potatoes, and then head out to the facility. After breakfast, we ran out to video their Mustangs for you guys. This is Jessie. She's a dappled Palomino. She is from the Buffalo Hills HMA, which is in Nevada.
How are you? This is a good shot of you. It's very flattering. What is that?
Her brand is really hard to see, but she is branded on her neck. The Pinto is Bandit, and he is from the Granite Range HMA, also in Nevada. He is also a 5-year-old. He's a very friendly boy.
Oh, that's pretty.
He's so pretty. I love those Pintos.
He's such a dream to ride, too.
Is he?
Hello.
He's like, what is that?
What is it?
It's pretty awesome to see how confident these Mustangs can be once they've been handled correctly. They sure make some nice horses and are really versatile.
Yeti, are you excited to get a Mustang?
Excited to
Squirrel, are you excited?
He's really excited to be home. He's like, I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah,
to
yeah,
never
yeah.
ever ride the truck ever again in my life, actually.
Alright, tell me about your feelings.
I'm getting very nervous. So, we're heading out to the facility now, and I'm sure they'll walk us through the whole process. They're going to bring the whole pen in, and then we can sort out the ones that are our favorites. So, anyway, I don't know. Hopefully he's sound. He looked sound yesterday, but we'll get a closer look at him today. and show you guys which one I think we're taking home. So pretty exciting. I'm glad we got an appointment when we did. We met up with some people last night that are taking 4 Mustangs, and they have a pickup right after ours. And since the facility doesn't hold any Mustangs for you, we were a little bit worried at first when they're like, yeah, we're picking up 4 tomorrow. And we're like, what time? And it's right after us. So we get first pick. I don't know if they would have picked the one we wanted anyway, but I think we're safe. So he was there last night. We have the first pickup today. So I think we are able to bring him home. But anyway, pretty nervous. I did eat breakfast, but I didn't really feel like eating breakfast. So it was good breakfast, so that helps. But, yep, we're gonna head out there and check in with the office and see what happens next, I guess.
Why are you nervous? Are you excited? Is it because it's been so long you've wanted one? Do you want to make sure we get the right one? What makes you nervous?
Yeah, like, just, I don't know. I hope that it doesn't turn out that he's lame. I hope that he doesn't do anything silly while we're getting him loaded and hurt himself. And I hope that our truck makes it home. And that, everything goes good. Like, we have a pretty long drive, and it's going to be hard to give him water, and he probably won't take it anyway, even if we do. So, it's just like, hopefully he doesn't colic or, give himself ulcers with the trailer ride being kind of long. And so, or when we dump him out in the pen, hopefully he doesn't try the fences. So there's just some things that I'm like, well, hope this goes well, the whole thing. But I am excited about the Mustang, and the one we picked out I think is gonna be really good for us. He's built really, really nice. He's very sweet. He seems like he wants to be friendly, and so yeah, I think we've got a good one, but I just hope it all goes well, I guess.
I'm just blissfully excited.
No worry in the world.
I'm like, it's all gonna go good. This truck's never broke down on us before.
Yeah.
Horses have never come up lame before.
Yeah. Our truck didn't just break down on us literally day before yesterday.
Me and Yeti are just blissfully excited.
Yeah, yes, Yeti's always blissfully excited.
Don't you lick me.
Nope, just a little.
Just a little lick.
Just a little lick. Fastest tongue in the West. As we pulled into the facility, I wasn't sure if I would be able to keep my breakfast down. I have waited 21 years to adopt a Mustang, and I'm pretty nervous for today. Maybe nervous isn't quite the right word. I am definitely looking forward to it. When we got there, they had already ran in the first pen of geldings, but thankfully we were able to watch them run in the younger pen of geldings after that. They bring these geldings up a big alley in the middle of all of the pens. They use side-by-sides and flags to drive the horses up the alley and into some of the sorting pens. It's pretty cool to watch, and the dust made it for even more of a cinematic experience. Now that all the horses are brought in and sorted out into different pens, it'll make separating out the ones that we're interested in a lot easier. My job now is to locate the horses that we're interested in and let the staff know which pens they are in. A lot of times people end up changing their mind on horses when they're brought up here because you end up seeing horses that you didn't see in the big pens. I'm pointing out which horses we're interested in. There's 5 total that we're going to have them sort out for us to take a closer look at. I get all their neck tag numbers and recheck the information. There are a lot of good-looking boys in here, and I see a few that I hadn't noticed before. Regardless, I think we're going to stick to our top 5 and go from there. The boys we're interested in are in 2 different pens. There's a couple in one and 3 in another. The staff gets to sorting these boys out for us, and they're going to move them all into one pen. I have to say the staff here is extremely kind. They really move these horses in a nice way and don't put unneeded pressure on them. The office gal is really friendly, and she has been so helpful through this entire process. It takes a lot of teamwork to get this operation moving smoothly. The first horse back in is the big bay dun that is best friends with Badger. We wanted to take a closer look at him, even though we are pretty positive we're not going to adopt this guy. He is a big, handsome guy, and I really do like the looks of him. He is quite wide, and he's also about 15'3". Next up is the friendly chestnut gelding. We had to sort him out and get a little closer look at him. He is on the top of my list. I do really like this guy, and I think he's going to make an amazing horse for someone. He comes into the pen, and he is just super chill. He seems like he processes through stressful situations really well. He's a pretty cool guy, and I do think he would make a really good horse for someone. We're moving over to the next pen, and we're going to sort 3 geldings out of this one. Next in is the big bay that our friend Bill is looking at for possible adoption. We decided to bring him in to get some better pictures and videos for Bill. After that, it is the 3-year-old dun gelding. He comes in pretty chill. I do like the way that this guy thinks through things. He seems to have a really good mind, and I do like his build. He's definitely not one of the tallest horses in here, but he is only turning 3 in April, so he's got a couple years left to grow. Last but not least is Badger. We just wanted to get a little closer look at his hock and see if he's moving soundly inside this pen. He already seems like he's a little off, and now that we can see him closer up, it looks like he does have some lumps on the inner part of that hock as well as the outer part. I'm not sure if maybe he got hung up in a fence out on the range or just injured it while he was fighting as a stallion, but regardless, it does look like that hock is probably going to be prone to arthritis if it hasn't set in already.
He's just coming 3.
I bet he's 14.2.
You think?
Maybe 14.3. He's right there.
And
Yeah.
if he's coming 3, he'll probably grow for at least a year, huh?
Yeah, a lot of these, I mean, they keep growing until they're 7, but it might be more wide.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people call them and say that their 6-year-old grew another.
I mean, he might.
I
but I
think
doubt
Bugsy
it.
this year grew again.
We're hoping 15 hands.
He's really not when he finally... I mean, it's hard because the pen's a little uneven, so then he'll stand down the hole and you're like, oh, is he really small? But then he gets up next to him, he's
where they're in the same hole.
really not that. They move the horses around for us while we talk about which one we might want to take home. We need to make a decision here fairly quickly. They have another pickup at 9:30 and it's getting close to 9 o'clock. He might be back for him if he doesn't go to Texas.
All of them seem pretty good-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little sorrel here, he's come over and sniff you too. Like when you sit, if you go sit out there, this chestnut you can almost rub him all over his face. But this guy's pretty friendly too. Really, he'll come up and
Curious.
yeah. We were trying to
That's a good thing.
take a picture of him, and I was trying to get his attention, and he was just munching. He's like, I don't care. I was like, I like him. He's pretty cool.
I just like the head and everything on the wing.
So
I think he's gonna be big too, because
Right.
he's butt
He
high
looks
right
like
now.
he's just got more grow to him, yeah.
Yeah.
He's super docile. How old's he? Is he
Kinda
3
3.
too?
Yeah.
But he might not be 3 until
Mhm.
August, really.
Right. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Hard
Don't
to
you
say.
think?
Right.
Sure.
What's his number? The little sorrel?
6957.
Yeah, so
Or he could, yeah. That's hard
we
to say.
estimate with his mama.
well, what do you think?
Both of those two. I think we'll probably go with the 3-year-old dun.
That's what I think.
6672.
Yeah.
I'll get it right this time. 6672.
I do like that
The sorrel.
chestnut.
You
Yeah.
can take them both.
I know, I would.
Quit
We
saying
have a
that,
big
but
enough
help.
trailer.
One for you, one for him.
I think those would be the two. If I was going to take two, I'd take those two with me. But
We are planning on, if we can get a little bigger property, coming back and getting
Yes.
another 1 or maybe 2 more in the future.
Oh,
I'd love to get one of my own also.
Oh, cool.
We only have
Okay.
2.5, 3 acres at our place, so we gotta
Oh,
gotta
gotcha.
rein it in a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I understand for
we
sure.
take care of the next.
you guys have the nicest Mustangs here, like big,
Old,
stocky,
drafty looking
that
thing.
we've seen so far. We're not experts, but man, when we came here, it was like, holy smokes, hard to choose just one.
Okay. Well, I'll sort him off.
I think so. I think that sounds
him
good.
up.
Don't you, Alyssa?
Yeah, I think
6672.
the smaller dun. I think
Okay.
that's the one.
Now that we've made our final decision, Jason backs the trailer over to the loading chute while the BLM crew runs our dun gelding out into a pen of his own. That'll make it easier to run him up the alley and into the trailer. We do not want to put a halter on this guy, and I also made sure to tell him to leave that neck tag on. I feel like that's kind of an iconic moment to take the neck tag off of your own Mustang, and I can't wait to do that for the first time. I am in disbelief that our very own Mustang is loaded up into our trailer. We've got to go run into the office and sign some paperwork and get all of his health certificates in order for us to go back home. Please don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see the trip home and his first couple of days here at our house. And if you guys are interested in adopting your very own Mustang, we strongly encourage you to check out this facility in Litchfield, California. There are a lot of amazing horses, and they're all looking to go to their forever home.